clustering and the classifications are two different types of machine learning. So if I want to brief on that, clustering is making different clusters. Clusters are the parts, so we are dividing our data in different kind of a clusters that basically belong to same kind of cluster. In the classification, we consider a category. On that category differences, we classify our data. So one particular data consider from a one particular domain only, not from one kind of. So classification is about a particular relation over there. In clustering, that kind of situation does not happen. Data processing is that we are applying some kind of computation of the data, and in the data analysis we are coming to some kind of decision. Not processing, we are not doing any computation on that. Whatever we are doing, if we are having any average or data summarization process, that is only to see what actually we understood about the data, like so that we can answer some of the questions like what is the average salary of my organization's employee, what is the average age of all the employees. So that kind of questions we get answered with the analysis. But in the processing part, we want to make some computation, like if I am converting my salary in the USD, so that kind of conversion we do in data processing process. So what are the applications of the data science? Healthcare industry. Now you look for some example. Tell me, give me any example where in healthcare industry data science has been used. Just think about whatever you studied in news or something. Any case you can answer there. X-ray machines. So X-ray machines are just getting the results. What next we can do with the X-ray machine? Drug combination. So I'll give one example. One of my research scholars, she is working for the initial lung cancer detection. So what we are providing in the training of the data set, we are providing the pictures of initial stages of the X-ray CT scan images of the lung. And from that, we are having the values, cancer detection as well, and applying machine learning algorithms on that. We are getting results for that. And ultimately, that model will be able to detect machine learning at, in fact, I'll say the lung cancer at the initial stage only. And similarly, in the corona time, in the COVID time period, when the governments were taking decision like how many, what we can say, like how many people will be affected in next 10 days, next 20 days. So this was all about the data science only, whether they should put the lockdown further or not. All these decisions were taken based on the data science. Target advertisement. What is targeted advertisement? Marketing. This is all about marketing. This is also data science. Now see, I have looked for a suit on the Myntra, and similarly, once I bought that suit on Myntra, Myntra is keep giving me advertisement like you will be liking these kind of bangles, you will be liking these kind of sandals or purse or something that is related to that. Sam has clearly mentioned that personalized ads. So now they know that I have bought a suit over there, so I might be looking for any other thing as well. So I am the targeted one for that Myntra company. Similarly, you were looking for a sneakers on Amazon and you left your Amazon page. Next time you're opening YouTube, that time you're getting the ads for that sneakers only. So this is again targeted advertisement. So this is all possible with the data science only. Let's take one more example on the Netflix. If you're watching any web series or any action movie, next time you will be getting a recommendation that you will like that movie as well. And most of the time this is correct as well. Why it is happening? Because these e-platforms, this OTT platforms like Amazon Prime, or we have Z5 or any other resource, they are using the recommendation engine. Even our music players like Spotify or Ghana.com, they are also using recommendation engine. And all these recommendation engines are working on the basis of the data science. Next, we have website recommendations. What we have in the website recommendation? In the website recommendation, what we do over there, again, in the website recommendation, if I have liked something, so based on my, if I click on this particular website, next time I'll be getting that recommendation. That recommendation is also possible with the data science domain only. So what is e-commerce? E-commerce we discussed Amazon, Flipkart, previously we had the Jabong also, Limeroad, and many other e-commerce platform available, Misho available. So they also use data science to do their business, and that is with the data science domain. Next, we have the transport. Now, in the case of the transport, flight details. If we talk about how the airport, how the this aviation industry or air business, we can say, how they are deciding that on such date how many flights will be available from Delhi to Chandigarh or Delhi to Chennai. Before that, before data science, they were calculating it manually, like previously that much people have booked the tickets or something. Now that much seats should be available, but now data science is the player over there. There is no place for the human error. Data science is calculating everything, like on 14th of August or on 15th of August, this much flight should be available from Delhi to Chennai, from Chennai to Delhi. So all the decisions are based on the data science only. So machine learning is taking a key role over there to decide everything. Next example, text and advanced image recognition. So we have very beautiful sources. So you, in fact, what you can do, maybe let me take an example. You have a photo start of a book with you. So you have a scanned copy of a book or a page. Now what you want to have, you want a soft copy for that. You want in your laptop or you want in your system. What you can do? Anyone can give the answer on that? Understand my question? You have a soft copy of some words over there, some text file, and now you need to convert it as soft copy. You need it in your laptop. How you will do that? PDF scan, okay. But I want to have a soft copy on that. I want to actually edit as well. Editing is not possible for the JPG text recognition, correct? Scan the QR code and download. I'll show you one website. So I'll do here image to text recognition converter, I'll say. So there are many websites are also available there. So this is online OCR, image to text or PDF converter. What I need to do, I need to select this file, whatever I have, then which language you want. I want in English and the Microsoft Word, and ultimately I can get the text converter on that form. So this everything is possible. How they have done it, they have done from the data science only. They have trained the machine learning model over there for the image recognition. Similarly, if you have seen some examples, like you upload some picture on Facebook. On that Facebook, if that picture is not loading for a while, meanwhile what you can see, you can have a text like a person is standing with a dog. That kind of content we get. So that is image recognition. Facebook have already implemented in that their profile over there, so we can get a image recognition over there. How they are getting? Because their machine learning model is already trained for the detecting the images, and how they have done that from the image recognition. So this is example of text and advanced image recognition. Gaming. Anyone have played any game that includes data science? Pokemon Go. Have anyone played? Since this gaming industry is also very much affected by the data science. And in this game, if I talk about Pokemon Go, there what happens, you feel it like that you're targeting on the real life users, and from there it is trying to understand your behavior, and based on your location and everything, it is giving you some other kind of a profiles. Similarly, many other games also available that use the data science. Security. So in the cyber security as well, we are using data science. Similarly, in the banking sector as well, like we can look for the potential user. Those credit cards are approved based on the data science. They calculate our profile based on the CIBIL score they decide. whether that person will be able to repay the amount or not. Customer insights we can get from the data science. So customer insight is learning more about your customers. Augmented reality, AR, VR, augmented reality. Anyone heard about this term? This is also in very much demand in today's world. Augmented reality. So augmented reality is like virtual world. You feel like that there are some games also available in the malls. So you sit on a chair and you get some kind of goggles or some kind of device in your eyes, at your eyes, and you see the things over there in the virtual reality platform. And Rijwan, yes, Rijwan, it's right. And there you feel like you're actually present over there. In fact, the AR is getting help for the treatment of the depressed people as well, for the and we can say those children who have not developed according to their age. So for the treatment of those students or those children, we use augmented reality. Depression cases we have, or we can say even for the learning experience as well, for the entertainment purpose as well. And metaverse is a new software that gives you a feel like that you're actually visiting a store. Maybe it is a goggle store, or it is a, or in fact we have different ways. Lenscart is also targeting to fully have a view or have a loop, we can say the feel of AR VR in their environment. Ankita has mentioned augmented reality is an interactive experience of a real world environment. That is correct. Next we have, now we have understood everything. Like we know what is data science, we know what is the life cycle of the data science, we know what is machine learning, we know deep learning, everything we know. We know that data science is hugely required in the market. But what next? You are from the CSC background, computer science background, anyone from electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, or anyone only did with the 12th, what is your qualification now? IT branch. So computer science and data science and more is doing. Electronics people we have, CSC we have, graduation IT, electronics, IT, CSC. Anyone from mechanical engineering? Yes, we have from mechanical as well. So most of us are from the computer science background. Now let's understand what exactly we want to come into the data science domain, but how we can do that. First of all, we need to learn the machine learning. Machine learning, that magic we are doing. Modeling is the part of the machine learning. We have understood the machine learning. Then we need to know how to apply these machine learning models on the data. Like one of the tool is the Python. From the Python, we can use different libraries, machine learning libraries, and we can implement that on that. Statistics is that is required. That is the maths you need to learn on that. Programming you need to require, and then you need to deal with the databases. So these are 4 domains that you need to learn for the data science domain. That is machine learning, modeling we need to learn, stats we need to learn, programming we need to learn, and we need to learn databases. So these all things you need to learn over there. Now I understood that what exactly you need to do. So I'll open that. So this is the easiest way. Many students ask me, I want to be a data scientist, but what I can do, like how many months I need to do the preparation of the data science. Will I will be able to understand everything or not? I am not good at programming. So all those answers I questions I have, so I want to answer them all, because this everyone want to know who is the beginner at this domain. So first we need to know machine learning basics. Machine learning basics as in, what are the basics terms over there? Basic terms we will understood. Then we will see some algorithms. The algorithms, once we have understood these algorithms, only then we will be able to choose what is the right algorithm for my data. Modeling, so in that modeling you need to know, if you want to apply that algorithm, you want to make training and the testing, for that you need a tool can be, so you don't need to learn all the tools, nothing is required. That machine learning you learn, then you learn maths. I'll show the syllabus of the maths as well, what exactly you require to cover in the maths, what topics you need to cover. Now in the programming, which languages are good to do? So for the machine learning, you can go with the R, you can go with any other language. But if we talk about the easiest and the highly required in the market, that is the Python. If you learn Python, you can easily go ahead with the field data scientist. In the databases of, if I talk about, so databases, why you need to learn the databases? Databases are the, because you are dealing with the data. If you don't have the knowledge about the database, you cannot extract the data from the software. So for the databases tool, we have SQL with us. So SQL is, we have other software as well, like we have MongoDB, we can have any other tool as well. So many tools are available there. From there as well, you can pick one. We normally advise students to pick SQL. Why so? Because our 80% data, still 80% data is comes into the category of the SQL. And if you have already learned SQL, you can easily learn MongoDB as in the future as well. No company is asking you to learn everything. If even if you are having 2 3 tools with you, you have good understanding of the machine learning, you can easily join that company. But unless if you don't have experience, you cannot go for that. Now I explain what is SQL in a simple language. SQL is structured query language. So what happens in the SQL, like I have a data of employees, I have this table, I have the employees data. In that employees data, what we do, I have all the table. Maybe I have a record of total 1 lakh employees in that table. I want to see the people, those who are working in my company from, or I'll say those who are having the salary greater than 25,000. So what I'll write a simple language. I'll write select asterisk, or I'll say only what I need the first name. So this can be the name of the column, first name, which is the table from employees. Table name is this employees only. And what condition I'm giving? I'm giving a condition where salary is greater than 25,000. So only this simple command can help you me to the filter out data. So that is the capability of the SQL. If you learn SQL, you can actually deal with the data easily. Even you can apply many kind of a computation. Now see, I said you that I want to work on the missing values. I want to work on the, so what I can write here, I want to find out the null values. So what I'll do, I'll write their salary is null. So it will give me all those details where salary information is missing. Now exactly I know the filtration. I don't know, there is no requirement to deal with single row. What I can do, I can easily write the command, I can work on that data. So this is the power of the SQL. So this process, what I need to have a good knowledge on the maths. I need to know about the machine learning and the modeling, and then programming language. Python will work on that. And the databases, we have the SQL databases, we have the NoSQL, MongoDB, and other tools are available. But SQL is advisable. You can go for that. So these are the prerequisites. And in the end of the session, I will be showing you the syllabus for all these parts as well, so that you are familiar with what exactly you need to require to be learning this domain, that is data science. Now, what are the job roles in data science? So the first one is data scientist. Everyone have heard about that. Data scientists are highly in demand. They're getting a huge salary package. So what they exactly do? What is the job role? And before deciding what you want to do in your career, you need to be sure about the roles of all those profiles. So first learn about the data scientist profile. What they do, they determine the problem. So problem formulation part they do, the questions that need to be answered, and the data sources, so that they do there. They also collect the data, they also clean the data, they can present the important data as well. What skills needed there? Programming languages we were discussing. SAS is also one language. R is there, Python is there. So Python is highly in the demand, and it is a good way to for moving you further in this direction. Storytelling. So storytelling is that you have the data, but you don't know how to communicate with your client. Your all the work is you. unless you are presenting the work as at a correct level. If you are working as a data scientist, you need to deeply understand the business perspective as well, because you are thinking like a business people over there, and over there what you are doing, you are making the decisions on that. Data visualization is required, statistical and mathematical skills required, knowledge of Hadoop is also a database tool, SQL is required, and this is machine learning. So you can take a screenshot for that as well. So these all this is the data scientist profile, and what are the skills required. That if you feel like, if you think like that you can learn everything, and believe in me, you can easily learn that. There is no hardened rocket science in that learning that. So if you are able to do that, you can easily target the profile of data scientist. Next we have data analyst. So now what is the role of data analyst? Analysts bridge the gap between the data scientist and the business analyst, organizing and analyzing data to answer the questions that of the organization process. So now their, as name suggests, so their main work is to have an analysis on that. So whatever data scientists are working on, if you are working in a good company, so the work they are doing, they are providing you that useful information, pre-processing that they are doing, some basic kind of analysis they are doing. They take the technical analysis and turn them into a qualitative action items. What are the skills required? So skills required, stats required, mathematical skills required, programming skills, R and Python required, plus experience in the data wrangling and the visualization. Data wrangling is when you are extracting the only meaningful information. We can say only having the knowledge of the data. So this is data wrangling. And then we have the data visualization with us. So that visualization that requires, so we can say what kind of experience they need. So basically they don't need to know machine learning over there, only basics are enough in the data analyst profile. So they have to work on the maths as well, stats as well, programming skills as well. And for the data visualization, they can work on Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. And many of the people, what they do, they join in a company as a data analyst. They meanwhile they work on their projects, their technical skills, and then they target the data scientist profile. So slowly and gradually they come for the promotions. Next is the data engineer. Engineer, what they do, their job role is, data engineers just focus on the data. Data engineers focus on developing, deploying, managing, and optimizing the organization's data infrastructures and data pipelines. Engineers support data scientists by helping to transfer and transport data for queries. Now data engineer will be clearly working on the database. You can see here, NoSQL databases, MongoDB, Cassandra database, programming languages such as Java and Scala, Apache, Hadoop, all this is required. So if they want to give, the access to the data, how they can do it? They can give the access, like I can say, I can take an example. You're working as a data engineer, and in your organization you have maybe 10 people in your company, 10 members in your team. So what you will be doing? So you will say like 2 members from your team, maybe I'll say ABCD. A is allowed to view only the data. He can only see the data, nothing else. B is can view the data, and for maybe 3 tables, he or she can edit the data. C user, he can view the data and obviously he can edit all 10 tables. Tables editing is allowed, all 10 tables. D user, he can manipulate the data as well. It means he can change, or she can delete the data as well. So deletion is also allowed to this user. So all those rules, who is defining? Data engineer is doing. So read out the definition once again. Data engineers focus on developing, deploying, managing, and optimizing organizations' data infrastructures and data pipelines. Now, we are talking about the large database or web scraping or anything. So where we are keeping that data? So who is responsible for that? Data engineer is responsible. So he or she should be very much expert in the SQL. Now in that case, I can say that if you're targeting data engineer, only SQL will be enough. You need to learn 2-3 platforms over there, because you are only targeting only data engineer profile. So here you will not be learning languages like Python or for the data analysis purpose. You only directly, or you only dealing in the data set. Nothing else is required. So you'll be provided with the data, you are working on data computation, you are doing working on the commands, you are working on computation, everything you're doing on the data, but analysis part you are not responsible. Now why become a data scientist? Now if you feel like you want to become a data scientist, is it worth or not? By 2026, demand for data scientists will have increased by 28%. Now only you can think that this is highly required in the market. They don't have the exact skills. Many people are learning data science, but there is a deficiency in the market. Why? Because those who are learning, they are not learning in a right way. They need to learn in a right way, and by in the future it will increase as well. In the best jobs in America for 2020, when the position of data scientist came in the second, in America the average base salary for data scientists is USD 127,500. So these are some few reasons why you should be a data scientist. And even if we talk about the India also data scientist profile is highly in the demand, and this is the highest salary we can say. If we say after graduation you want to join as a data scientist, so even the student, they are getting the packages as a 22 lakh 23 lakhs. So that package in the India also, that is possible. So basic skills to be data scientist. Now you match with your expertise. Can you do this or not? Just evaluate yourself. If you can learn mathematical expertise, you can learn math syllabus, I'll show. If you learn the mathematical expertise, a strong business acumen, you can think about the business people. You can now, as a data scientist, you got a data of a pharmacy industry, a pharma industry. Now, can you think like a pharmacist data, or you can think about their business structure or their business processes? So this is the right way for you. So you are the right person to do that. Technical skills, like can you learn Python? Can you learn databases? If you can learn, good to go. Project management. Now this, as a data scientist, you are the senior one in your team. So you need to understand how you can manage your team as well. You need to give your client's project in the time as well. So project management is the also one of the skill that is required to be a data scientist, and nobody is going to deal with that. By experience you learn that, project management you learn that, business acumen you learn that. You are not going to do any business course over there. So this is by working on the data sides, understanding the company's perspective, you can go for that. Now some of the use cases we discuss for the data science. One of the use case, pandemic fighting. So in the pandemic we have the COVID-19. In the pandemic fighting, we had a cases like we were discussing about should they go for the lockdown or not, or should they actually have how many cases they will get, how this vaccination process is going on, what will be the effect when the pandemic will be end. So all those answers we got it from the data science. So data science was one of the tool for the world to fight with this pandemic. Driverless vehicle. So who is making driverless car in the world? Who is making driverless car? Yes, Tesla, they are doing that. And to have that knowledge, they are now just think about that machine learning process. They are training their machine learning model to act like an actual driver, so that that car will be able to act like a driverless vehicle. Again, data science is in a picture. Law enforcement in the Belgium, what they do, so in the Belgium what they are doing, actually they are based on the qualification, based on the salaries, based on the job experience, they are actually predicting like who can go for the crime. So before that person plan to the crime, plan to doing that crime, it's a small country. Obviously, in India, it is not possible. In that small country, what they are doing, they are predicting that that person is not working right now. He is jobless, or he or she may can go for a crime. So they actually counsel those people and they target providing them solutions. So this is law enforcement. Another solution, even in other cases as well, we can have the credit card. So they actually predict the frauds based on the credit card usage history. So this is again the example of law enforcement. Data science career outlook. So this data has been taken from the Glassdoor. Data analyst, the average salary is 695,517 USD. Data scientist 117212, and senior data scientist you see here, this is 137800, and data engineer, it is $112,943. So this is from the all over the world. India, it is slightly less as compared to Indian rupees, because our expenses, the rate for our expenses are also low in our country. If we go for those countries, so salaries are high, expenses are also high. Before moving to questions, let me show the syllabus for everything, what exactly you need to learn when we are learning data science domain. So I'll just visit the Skill-Link's website only. So here what we have the courses here. I'll go for the computer science, and then you can see here we have the data science. I'll go for the postgraduate program in data science and machine learning. Let's talk about this first, and then we can see other courses. So this is postgraduate program in data science and machine learning. So let's look for the syllabus. Let's see there what we have. So the first course we have, this is the core and advanced Python programming. They are going to teach you the Python first. So in the syllabus, what we have the introduction to the Python and Python basics. So this is all about installation. This is data types, variables we can here. And then we have the arithmetic operator, assignment operators, input and print statement. So those people, those who are from the computer science background, they can easily relate with that. Then we have the strings and the decision control statements, definition of string, if else statement. Then we have the repetition statement and console input. So these are all the syllabus that you need to actually learn when you're doing the Python for the data science and machine learning. List and tuple, sets and dictionary. So all those data type you will learn first. Functions, this is important, functions and recursion, function programming and the lambda functions. And whenever you're appearing for the interviews as well, this is a very important topic where recruiters ask the questions. Then the file input and output and the modules, classes and objects we learn here. Operator overloading is a very good technique and highly asked in the recruitment process. Exception handling, iterators and generator. And then come the main thing, that is data analysis with the pandas. So pandas is basically a library of the Python only that allows you to do some kind of analysis on that, and those analysis is possible with the pandas. So even if right here, so you can see here, what you can do, you will learn about the installation of the pandas. You are working in the Python, then you will learn how you can install the pandas library, how you can work in the CSV file, JSON files, and then you can do analysis on that. Computation is possible with the pandas library. So even if I'll write pandas and in Python, so this is very popular library. It's an open source Python package that is most widely used for the data science and data analysis and machine learning tasks. This library is only for this purpose. It is built on top of another package named as NumPy. So NumPy is also one of the library. Pandas is very important for the data science and data analysis purpose. Next, we have numeric and scientific computing using NumPy. This is again another library, NumPy. You will learn about NumPy, OpenCV as well, images and NumPy arrays. You will learn here how you can deal that kind of a data that you will learn here. Graphical user interface. This is again one more library, tkinter. So setting, this is used for the graphical user interfaces with the widgets and the callback function. And then interaction with the data, how you can integrate with the Python and the SQLite. So how you can have the data from the SQLite into the Python. So if I sum up this syllabus, So you are learning the basics of the Python here. You're learning how many Python libraries. You are learning about pandas. You're learning about NumPy. You are learning about Tkinter. And then you are learning about how you can integrate the data from the SQLite into Python. So when you're covering the Python, this is required. This topics you need to cover basics plus these libraries you need to know about the hands-on, because when we are working on the machine learning algorithms as well. So for the machine learning algorithms, so also these libraries we will be using. So this was all about the Python. Next we have stats and the probability or data sciences. So what exactly we need to learn here in the maths? So in fact, if you are targeting product based company, they will be giving you questions on the based on the stats and probability. First, in the first week, you will be getting to know about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the deep learning. This we discussed what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning, that we talked about. Then we have introduction to artificial intelligence, this and all. Then we have this machine learning types. So what we have: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced learning. This type you will understand. Data type you will learn how you can identify the pattern, how to create the algorithm. So basics you are going to cover here. Set theory. So some of you have already covered in the maths, so just you need to revise that. Set theory first when you're covering, when we talk about that mathematical expertise. So if you already know set theory, you don't need to do that. So you can just revise your concepts. If you don't know that, then you need to understand. So Venn diagrams is very much in use when we are using machine learning. So for Venn diagrams, we need to understand that. Probability, especially this mutually exclusive events. Pi's theorem is highly used. Permutation and combinations are asked in the recruitment process. Then statistics, type of data, data summarization, how we can do, median of a sample, mode of a observation. So this is also very important and hardly asked. Very in that mode skewness and kurtosis. Probability distribution, relation between probability and stats. Again, we have some this normal distribution Z score. Z score is also important. Gamma distribution, log normal distribution. So this syllabus you can easily go through, that is required for the maths. Sampling and the estimation, statistical interference, motivation, sampling errors, finding sample size towards estimation. Then hypothesis testing. So this you have not done. This kind of maths I don't think you have done. This is maybe somebody is from the commerce background, so in that case they have done that, or anyone has covered operation management, or actually stats they have covered, so they have this syllabus. Otherwise this is hypothesis testing, performing hypothesis testing. And different tests we have: confidence interval, hypothesis testing and its example, non-parametric test. So this starts you need to cover. And some people will tell you first learn the machine learning, then come to stats, or maybe on the later stage you can come to the stats. No, this will be the wrong way. So the first a good way is to do: first you learn about the Python, basics of the Python, then you come to the maths, understanding of the maths, and after that you learn the machine learning. Only then you will be understand why one particular algorithm is working like that. And if you recall that statement, the main thing in a data science or machine learning profile is to select or is to decide the correct machine learning algorithm that is required. So that is the main thing. And how you can do that? You can only do that if you have good command at the maths, at the stats and the probability. After that, I'll move to next course. That is why here also this is given here: introduction to machine learning and algorithm and their implementation in the Python. So this is data science and programming tools here, basics of programming. So this is again just a revision of Python: variable, operator, data type, data structure, control structure, functions. And SciPy is also introduced here. It's again one more library. Pandas, Matplotlib is one more library, Seaborn. Seaborn is the main library that is used for the machine learning. Seaborn is the main library. So this they have, you will be covering in the week 3. In the Skill-Lync, this postgraduate program, everything is divided into different weeks, and you will be getting the access of the next material only then when you have completed the assignment for particular week. So like example, if I have completed the assignments for the week 2, then I will be getting the access for the week 3. You will be evaluated continuously, only then you will be moving further. Next, we have introduction to the machine learning, cross validation and bias variance, trade-off, fitting of the model. Then we have the valuation metrics, importing data, and hands-on imported data. So the best thing is that in this syllabus, you are learning machine learning. Yes, you are learning, but you're not covering it into a theoretical part. You're side by side doing the implementation as well in the Python. Only then you will be able to actually have the actual understanding of that particular topic. Evaluation metrics, EDA is very important. Exploratory data analysis, importing data and hands-on or imported data, correlation, feature extraction, hyperparameters, univariate, multivariate linear regression implemented in Python. You can see here, principal PCA is also very important. Eigenvalues, you will work on that, logistic regression, and K nearest neighbor. So if you have gone through this data science profile, K nearest neighbor is highly used as well in the Python, decision tree and the random forest, K-mean and hierarchical clustering. That is, next we have the neural network. So neural network basically used for the complex algorithm. So this is part of the deep learning as well. After that, we have one more course, that is machine learning in the depth. There you can learn about basics of the probability, just a revision over here. And this exactly target on the supervised or prediction learning. Supervised learning, supervised classification. Somebody was asking me about the classification and the clustering. So in here you can get the exact, or the, I'll say, the deep knowledge about all those syllabus, all those topics. That is prediction here, classification, random forest and model evaluation, supervised learning, classification. Then when we have unsupervised learning, that comes first example is K-means, hierarchical, PCA. Again, we have supervised learning. So all those, here you are covering the machine learning basics in a deep, in a depth, I will say. After that, we have the course 5, that is deep learning using Python. So here you are dealing with the complex data like images, you are dealing with X-ray images, you are dealing with CT scan images, you are dealing with, or some distorted images, or we can say we have an archaeological structure, and that kind of images we can work over there. Artificial neural network, you will be working on activation functionals in neural network, deep learning, evaluation of models, improvise the model, optimizer, CNN, convolutional network, and then we have recurrent neural network, and then basics of NLP, natural language processing. So this is the library word2vec. So word2vec, this is used for the NLP, implementation of word2vec in Python. And then we have descriptive analytics. So some basics here covered, how to check that, how to this is like prerequisite end-to-end machine learning project steps. Whenever you are learning that, what is required. And in each these 5 subjects you will be, so this is basically preparing you for the data scientist profile. So if you have learned Python, you have learned maths, you have learned machine learning, you have learned all these things, only then you can target the, and there is one more course, SQL for data science. In that course, I'll show that course as well. This course is only targeting here the data science domain for the SQL, structured query language. What will be the syllabus for that? Some basics of SQL you will be learning here. Then you have, see here, introduction to the data science, data constraints, categories of SQL commands, database creation and the manipulation, database selection you will learn. This is all with the commands. So you can see the syllabus, what exactly you need to learn in the SQL here. And then you have, you can see order by, you can see group by, aggregate functions, subquery, union operator, querying with the multiple tables. Joins are highly asked when you're appearing for the interview for the SQL. And after that, there are other process as well, that is indexing, view, transactions, multi-user database, querying with the condition, stored procedures, integrated SQL with Excel, how you can work on Excel and get the benefit of the SQL, how you can work with the Python and you can have work on the SQL over there. The best thing is that in each course you will be covering or you will be completing 2 projects. And these projects are not a simple project. These are dependent on the industry related data, and you will be working on that. So first project you will be completing after 6 weeks. Normally what happens in the Skill-Lync course, your course is divided into 12 weeks. Once you complete the first to 6 week, you will be working on one single project. Once you have submitted the first project, then you will be getting access to the week 7's data. Assignment challenges are different. So you need to work on the 12 challenges for the each week, 12 week. First, week 1 to week 6, you will be completing one project. And after that, you will be completing another project, that is the major project. And then in one course, you will, now if you see, if you are doing this postgraduate program, so ultimately for the 5 subjects, you're working on how many projects? 10 projects you are doing, and real life projects you are working on. So similarly, if you want to target the profile of, I'll say, data analyst, now in that case, what you need to do? You don't need to learn the machine learning there. Then I'll come to this data analytics and data science here. What we are going to cover here now, we have the Python, we have the SQL for the data science, and we don't have now the advanced machine learning here. We have the basics of the machine learning here. So we have the Python, we have the SQL, we have the statistics and probability for the data sciences, data analysis and visualization with the Tableau we are going to do. Tableau you will be learning here for the 5th step of the data science life cycle. And then you have the introduction to machine learning algorithm and their implementations in the Python. Now you can understand, if you want to target only the data analyst profile, so this is good too. This you can learn. You can leave the deep learning part. You can leave the implementation of the advanced level of the machine learning. That is not required here. But for the data analysis profile, highly asked is statistics and probability in the interviews. So this is the syllabus and the overview. You can see now you know what we have talked about. We have learned about what is data science, why it is highly demanded in the market, what are the basic steps of machine learning, how we can use the data science for the different purposes, what are the numerous applications that are involved with the data science, and they're highly paid as well. And when you want to learn these such things, first learn the Python basics, then come to, you can target SQL or you can target the stats and the probability. If you want to go for the data scientist profile, then learn machine learning basics as well, advanced level as well, deep learning as well with the implementation in the Python. If you want to only target the data analyst profile, then only learn about the basics of the machine learning, but learn one of the tools for the visualization. You can learn Power BI, you can learn the Tableau. And if you have learned any of the tool, you can work on any other as well. So these have some basic differences only. Otherwise, they're working in a good way. You can work on that, and the stats and probability is forming your foundation over in all those fields. Now I'm open for the questions. Please ask any question if you feel in anything you want to. Okay, meanwhile, you guys look for the questions. I'll tell you one more thing. When you are working on your skills and everything, data scientist or data analyst profile, you have heard that everyone asks for experience. They don't hire the fresh students or something. It's not like that. So whenever you're working on those skills, make sure to work on the real life data sets. and showcase your project. So you make your profile on the Kaggle. I'll show the example of the Kaggle also. So Kaggle is a very good source of the information, or the, I'll say, the skills as well. So this is only for you. You can see here, Kaggle, your machine learning and data science community. So this community is only targeting the machine learning and the data science. So what you can do, you can look for the different data sets as well. See, I went to the home page of the Kaggle. You can note it down. And I went to the data sets. And in the data sets, so I have the different data sets. So let me go for NLP. So I click the NLP here. You can see here, Big Bang Theory. We have this AI 4 code bar tokens, pre-processed data set, sentiment analysis. So maybe let me come to this HR analytics. I clicked on that. Now here I can actually download this data. So you can see here, chart.groups.csv. So this file is available here. 3 files are there. What are the files? These files are there, 17 columns. All that stats are given here. And what you can do, you can download this. Have you seen this download button here? Download. You can download this data and you can work on that. Similarly, there are a good amount of data is available. Plus, what you can do, you can create your profile here, sign in and register. Once you register, then you can sign in as well. So then this profile, your profile's link you will be giving in your resume. So whosoever is your recruiter, he or she can exactly see what kind of project you have worked upon. So from there, like if I see, let me go for the data set again. And we have this data. This is from the NASA Leo satellite global fire data 1 year NISA. Now you can see this user here, Paris Dilser. If I click on this profile, similarly, now your profile also can be seen by your recruiter. Now you can see researcher, founder at International Space Science Climate Observation, Istanbul, Turkey. He has given his LinkedIn profile as well. He has that much follower. Now what he has worked on, you can see his activity there. You can see his project there. And these projects you can see where he has worked on. See, he has contributed in the 90 data sets. He has the code for 216 notebooks there. So you can see this data, this is also available here. So all this, now if I see that, I know that this user is working so hard and he is giving all those details over there, and you can create your profile on Kaggle. You can put your all the codes over there. You can put your whatever you have done on the project, so that that person should be able to see over there. So this is a highly current rank. Has a good rank in the Kaggle over there. So maybe initially you are targeting a brief profile, a beginner profile, and later you can work more on that. Similarly, we have the GitHub. GitHub is another profile. So you make your profile on the GitHub as well. So there also you showcase your projects. Many data science projects are available over there. GitHub is a nice platform. So you can sign up and then sign into your profile, and then you can look for the different codes as well. Code is also available there in the GitHub. And third site is HackerRank. So even I'll write in the chat box as well. HackerRank is like, once you start the beginner level at the Kaggle, put your code at the GitHub as well, then you come to the HackerRank. So in the HackerRank, like I'll talk about my college. In my college, for the students of the data structures, it is necessary to make a profile on the HackerRank, and they will be getting their marks from the HackerRank only when they're submitting code over there. So this is in our college. So I'll write in the all these 3 profiles. So whenever you are learning these skills, make sure you're working on good data sets. You're showcasing your projects on the public platform, so that your recruiter can easily know that you're working on real life projects. You're not learning only skills, you are covering application based skills. So I'll write here, this is the first one is the Kaggle, the next one is GitHub, and then we have the HackerRank. So you make profile on these 3 and have a good profile for the LinkedIn, and make your resume in a very good format. Don't forget to mention the links for all those profile in your resume, and add your projects as well. Add your data science capability, your skills over there, how many platforms you have learned, how many platforms you can work on. You can work on the Python, you can work on the SQL, or you can work on any other platform. This all you can add over there. Also, you study about the business case studies as well. Only then you can have the business acumen with you. And this depends on your speed. This depends on your caliber of doing it. There is no stimulated time period over there that only in 1 year you can learn this domain. This depends only on you. The main USP of this domain is that the more you will work on the data, more experience you will be get, and the more knowledge you will be getting it.